What's going on, guys? Jake Tiesler, the latest Mustang and automotive news. Today we're going to answer a question. How much is the Ford Bronco Sasquatch package? Okay, so first let's go over to the Bronco Instagram page real quick and just check it out. If you guys don't already know, the order banks are open. Not the order banks, but you can place your reservation. Okay, so you can go ahead and reserve your Ford Bronco. And then later on, you actually place an order, so you can change your order after you make a reservation. So there's no downside to that. And then also, it's only $100, and it's a refundable, so there's still no downside to that. What I believe is just that you get first dibs on ordering one, so they'll reach out to you, and it just starts the process for them. I believe that's the upside. So here's the deal. There's going to be a price difference for the Sasquatch package, and we're trying to figure that out. Everyone wants to know. I think I've got a general estimation of how much it is. So first of all, what is the Sasquatch package? So Sasquatch package includes it's the off-road package. It's the big wheels and tires, different final drive ratios, and locking front and rear differential. But let's go ahead and read this. So includes 35-inch tires with 17-inch beadlock capable wheels. So these are the big 315/70 17s with beadlock capable wheels, front and rear locking diffs, Bilstein position sensitive monotube shocks, which we've seen before. They have a separate reservoir. You've seen them, they're yellow in some of the photos of the driveline. And then it's 4.7 final drive ratio, gear ratios, front and rear, obviously, and then high clearance fender flares. So, what did I just say? Basically, big tires with beadlock wheels, front and rear locking diffs, different shocks, gear ratios, and fender flares. So, how much is that? That's what we want to know. So, I think I've kind of got an idea of it anyways. The only way you have to deduce, you have to take this one, subtract this one, and try to compare the differences and what makes the price difference. So, we've actually got a price list sheet over here. So, what we're going to do is look at these different models. So the first model that comes with the Sasquatch package is the Wild Track, or the first edition. So the Wild Track is cheaper than the first edition. So we're going to compare the Wild Track trim model to the Badlands trim model. The Badlands does not come with a Sasquatch package. So this one comes with a Sasquatch package. This one doesn't. This one comes with a 2.7 twin turbocharged V6. This one does not. This one comes with a black painted hardtop. This one does not. So those are the biggest differences. Sasquatch package, black painted hardtop, 10-speed auto with the 2.7 twin turbocharged V6. So I'm assuming that the price on the Badlands is with the 2.3 liter 4-cylinder with a manual transmission. So the base price that they're going to give you is manual transmission, 2.3, no Sasquatch, because you cannot actually get the Sasquatch package with the manual transmission. This is a guy from Ford basically saying Sasquatch is only available with the 10-speed automatic. We're open to feedback if you want it. So you can only get the Sasquatch with the 10-speed auto. I know that's going to disappoint a lot of off-roaders. I know. But, the 10-speed auto is pretty good, and there's a reason why they do that. So let's subtract the price difference on a two-door Wild Track compared to the Badlands. Okay, so the Wild Track is $48,875 and the Badlands is $42,095. The difference between these two is $6,780, and it's the same number as if you compare it to the four-door. So if you subtract $51,370 and $44,590, you're going to get $67,080. What you do get for $6,780 is a 2.7 liter V6, a 10-speed automatic, black painted hardtop, and the Sasquatch package. I think the Sasquatch package is not going to be, so you have to determine how much do you think the upcharge should be for the 10-speed automatic and the V6. And I think the horsepower difference is going to be, you're looking at 270 horsepower versus 310 horsepower. So 270 for the 4-cylinder, 310 for the V6. And the 4-cylinder has something like 310 torque, and the V6 has something like 400 torque. So the horsepower is, 40 difference, but the torque is 90 difference. So 40 more horsepower and roughly 90 more torque, something like that. How much would you pay for that? Plus the 10-speed automatic, there's an upcharge for that as well. Let's say that the transmission upcharge is $1,000 and the engine upcharge is $1,000, so $2,000. 2,000 minus 6780 is roughly 4780, something like that, with a black painted top. They on the Mustang, I believe they would charge something like $399 to $4. I think it was even $499, $500 for a black painted top. So my guess, $2,500 for the V6, the 10-speed automatic, and the black painted top. That's $2,500 minus the 6780 is gonna be about $4,280. So my guess is the Sasquatch package is gonna be about $3,999 to $4,999. So between $4,000 and $5,000 for the Sasquatch package, guys. That's gonna be my guess. That was probably a pretty good deal. So that means that you could get a base model. So if you got a base 2-door for $28,500, and let's say you add the Sasquatch package, and let's say it is actually $5,000 for the Sasquatch package. So you'll have a base 2-door with a Sasquatch package, and it will be, the suggested retail will be $33,500. So it's still under $35,000 for sure. And then you can just go down here and start actually adding in all the different, and there's not much price difference between the invoice and the actual MSRP. A base 4-door is going to be $33,200 plus, let's just round high and say it is $5,000. It's going to be $38,200. Now, is the Sasquatch package worth it? Could you just take a base 2-door, for under $30,000 and put some big wheels and tires on it and go have fun? Yeah, for sure. You could buy some Method Racing off-road wheels for probably $1,000, and then you could buy some tires, over on Tire Rack for another $1,000. Some KO2s, between $1,000 and probably $1,400, and then you've got a wheel and tire package for $2,500. So the problem is, if you take a base and you put your own wheels and tires on it, which is totally fine, you can probably go you can go a ton of places like that. It's not going to really keep you that much, maybe just except for the muddiest, sandiest, steepest, loose terrain situations is where you'd actually need the front and rear lockers. So, and the lower gear ratios, the 4.7 gear ratios. And I'm sure that they add the 4.7 gear ratios because they're increasing the diameter of the tire. So, whenever you increase your wheel and tire size, you need to go with a lower gear ratio to kind of offset the torque that you lose from putting a big tire on that vehicle. So, yeah, if you do, I really just think just go ahead and get the Sasquatch package. I mean, there's no way around, if you do it yourself, you don't get the gear ratios, you don't get the front and rear lockers. They're not charging you an arm and a leg. I mean, if you were going to change the gear ratios yourself, it's going to be pretty expensive, and you don't want to be wrenching on a brand new truck, changing out the axle ratios, and hopefully your mechanic lines up the lash properly in the ring and pinion, and it's a new, so that you don't want to be digging in there and messing around with things too much. It's $5,000 basically. It's either $4,000 or $5,000 roughly. Hopefully they don't charge like $6,000 and really upcharge you, because the price differences between the trims is only $6,780. So if that's the case, then if it's more than $5,000, then you can start looking at the other trims that come with it. But basically a base model 2-door with the Sasquatch package would be something like, what did we say, $5,000 plus 28, so $33,500, something like that. So yeah, the base comes with 30-inch tires, 255 70/16 all seasons. And then the mud terrains with the Sasquatch package, 315 70/17s, and you get the steel painted wheels versus a good looking 17-inch beadlock capable wheel. And then you actually get the axles are actually tougher. They're M210 Dana axles on the front, and then you actually do get the locking front and rear diffs. You also get a front end bash plate included with HD modular front bumper. I believe that is talking about the Sasquatch package. So guys, I hope that answered your question. roughly all we did was we just took the price from the wild track, we subtracted from the Badlands, and then compared the options, what is available, what comes standard on the wild track that doesn't come standard on the Badlands, and try to price out each individual one. So at the end of the day, I believe the price difference is going to be $4,000 to $5,000 for the Sasquatch package, which I believe is fair for all the options. Some of you guys are on the forums and have actually reserved your own Bronco, so let me know if I missed anything down there. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. I'll be keeping you updated with the latest Bronco news. If you'd like to support the channel, hit the links, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Let me know if you have any more questions on videos. I think what I'm going to do is next is look at all the different available models and compare the different available models. Also, there's been a lot of questions about if you can change your reservations. Can the 2.7 come with a manual transmission, which we just discussed it. You cannot get the 2.7. We'll save it for another video. But if you have any more questions, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll catch you.